What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Hakeem, the G-O to the D, back with another video, man. So I see y'all, peep the polo on your boy, man. You know what I mean? It's something light. But today I got a nice story time for y'all, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Don't forget to turn on the post notifications so you can join the Demigod squad, man. And let's play this intro. Oh, gang, you did. The story we're gonna be talking about is when, when me and my homies was throwing rocks at cars and we got caught. So it was a Sunday, we all went to church. We went to church and we was chilling. So we all like played instruments. So like we all was like either playing the drums on the piano or we're just like chilling. So church was over and we was bored. We was young, so it was like young and retarded. So like every church day we got after church, we would like throw rocks at cars or we'll like throw rocks at ducks and stuff like that. We were just retarded. So one Sunday, church ended kind of early, but like I guess they was having a meeting inside the church. So they was still inside. So like all the grown-ups was like still inside talking to the pastor and stuff like that. So me, Jason, Nick, and Shad, we went outside, we got some food. So the cars passing by, was throwing rocks at cars. Like we'll throw it up, like we'll throw the rock up and we'll run back inside the church. And then the people wouldn't know like who threw the rock. So this one particular Sunday, church was over. So we went outside, we did what we normally did, threw rocks at cars. So it was this black pickup truck. It was the black pickup truck. And Nick, he got a rock, he threw it up, we ran inside the church. But this time, it wasn't only just us. Like we had one of our other homeboys named James, he was there with us. So, we threw the rock up and ran back inside the church. So the rock hit the car, but then instead of the car just going about its business, the car stopped. It stopped. Like it stopped. It reverse came back and came inside and came to where our church was. So it came. The person got out the car, and he came into church. Like we were sitting by the door to see like what was going on. So then he came in church. So it was like some redneck hopped out the truck. He was like, "Did one of y'all throw that rock at my car?" And us being us, we was like, "No sir," we was inside the church the whole time. That's when he was like, "Well, somebody threw a rock at my car." And so we was like, "Sir, we don't know." So that's when he went and talked to one of our friends' mom. Nick mom came in and was like, "Oh, what's going on?" and stuff. He was like, "Oh, somebody threw a rock at my car, and I'm just trying to figure out who it was because I don't know if it damaged my paint." So Haitian moms like, oh my god, they all are, cause when a rock hit a car and it scraped the paint, like you basically have to get the whole car repainted. So that's when Haitian, we're all Haitian, so like Haitian parents, so the Haitian parents going off. "Oh, why would y'all do that?" And we by us being, we was jits, so was telling us like, "No, we didn't do it." He got us mistaken, cause like it wasn't, cause like where our church is like other churches like around us. So basically like all of the kids from like all the other churches, they was outside. Cause like back in that day, like all of our churches came together as one. So like we had like 4 pastors and all of our churches was together. So we had one big church. So as all of the pastors and the parents was having a meeting inside, all of the kids was outside. So we threw. So that's when So basically, it could have been anybody. That's what we was going for. It was like, "Oh, we didn't do it. It probably was somebody from the other church." And that's when he was like, that's when the guy was like, "Oh, I recognize your face." He recognized Nick's face. He was like, "It was you who threw the rock." And Nick was like, "No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. You got me mistaken." Cause we kept trying to lie on and say that we was in the church when we was actually outside throwing rocks. Bro, it was so dumb. It was dumb jits, bro. So that's when he was like, "Oh, I recognize your face." And that's when we was like, "No, you got it mistaken." was like we was inside the whole time. Cause like how his car was, like he had a black Chevy pickup on like, and like his wheels was about big as hell. So but like but I think his windows was tinted, cause like you couldn't see inside the car. So that's when he was like, oh, I recognize your face. Cause when we threw the rock up, we ran inside. So that's when he was like, oh, I recognize your face. I recognize your face. It was you who threw the rock. And so Nick was like, no, it wasn't me. That's when he went to all of us. He was like, did he throw the rock? We was like, sir, none of us threw. That's when he was like, sir, none of us threw the rock. We was inside the church. That's when he was like, that's when he was like, all right. That's when he was like, all right, I feel like y'all lying, but you know what? Since we in the house of the Lord, you know I'm not gonna have no punishment for y'all. So he left. He hopped back in the whip and he left. But you know, Haitian parents, they not letting it go, bruh. Like, I mean, right, it's like right when that happened, they brought us in front of the church. So the pastor, they was having a little meeting. The pastors was having a little meeting, so they brought us in front of the church. Oh, look what they did. They threw rock at the people. They was throwing rocks at the people car, and now the man came and he was talking all of this and stuff like that. That's what everybody was like, oh. They're like, oh, you for real? Yeah. They were like, yeah, he just left. You know, I just made him leave and stuff. You know, we told him he was sorry and stuff like that. So that's when so us being Haitian, they put us in something called agenu. See, it's like when they put you, it's like when you just like when you're sitting on both your knees, like you're just like on both of your knees. So like they put us in that, and then like, you know, we was crying and stuff. We was telling like it wasn't us. We kept trying to lie and say that it wasn't us. So we're like, oh, it wasn't us. We didn't do it, cause like we wasn't the only kids that was outside. So we kept trying to blame it like, oh, it was like the other kids from the other church, but they didn't believe us. So that's when, you know, that's when they had. So they took us one by one. We went in the pastor's office. They talked to us. They was like, who threw the rock? We said no. We said no. Oh, I forget another person, and it was another one of my homeboys out there named CJ. Like his name CJ. Like he was there too. So they took us one by one to the pastor's office. Who threw the rock? We said we don't know. We was inside the church. They were like, okay. They was like, so they kept asking us who threw the rock. We said we didn't know. We was inside the church. And that's when they got to this one person. James. Oh my God. When I tell you, we wanted to jump this man. We wanted to bang this man, dude. We wanted to drop this man on his neck. We wanted to bring this man to the 6. Whoa. They asked this man. And you know, telling y'all this, like when they took us to the pastor's office to talk to us, they had a belt in their hand to like kind of intimidate us, but you know, we were just like, oh no, you know, we told them that we didn't know. They got James. James is like crying way more than all of us. They like, so he was like, James, who threw the rock? Quick the snitch. It was Nick. Over with. Right when we said that name, bro, they're like, okay. They sent him back off from the pastor's office, and they told him to call Nick to the pastor's office, and his mom was in there. So they called him to the pastor's office. They called him in there. They sat him down in a little chair. And you know, his mom had the belt, and he was like, so the pastor was like, who threw the rock? That's when he said he don't know. That's when he asked him again, but like kind of loud. He was like, who threw the rock? That's when he was like, I don't know. We was in the church. That's when he was like, why y'all lying? Because James just told us that you threw the rock. And then I tell you, right after that, he couldn't say nothing, bro. His mom hit him with that belt. We heard this man crying, bro. When we heard him crying, and then like we was just like we felt so bad. And then we would sit here like we sit here in Ajinu, like on our knees, like we're sitting here debating who snitched. We like, bro, what you said? He like, bro, I ain't even saying that. I said I don't know. We kept saying we didn't know and then we noticed that James wasn't in Ajinu with us, like on his knees with us. So we asked where James at. So James was like sitting by his mom. So so that's when they made us all get up, and they took us to the office. And then when we went to the office, like Nick was on his knees by his but like he was like his face, like you could tell his face that he was crying a lot, and he was just like on his knees. That's when it was like dang, somebody really did snitch. That's when they brought us in there. They was like, that's when they tried to enforce this rule that we can't sit together no more. The only time they should ever see us together is like if we on like the instruments like for the church. They're like, after that we can't sit no more, none of that. And it's crazy cause like, what we did as a chat, we did a lot of things, man. But and that's it for the story time. James snitch. We wanted to jump this man like real bad, dude. But we older now, so we really just don't care. But that's it for the story time. I'm gonna catch y'all for the ending, man. Let's get it. That's it for the story time, man. Don't forget to add me on Instagram. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share the video with your friend. Leave a like if I made you laugh, any point in this video. Comment down below, any more stories I should tell about my life growing up with a Haitian household, man. It's a boy Hakeem, and we out. Let's go.